Good evening. This is David Lynn, and you are watching Coffee Talk. It is Thursday evening, right at 7 p.m. Central Time. And this is Coffee Talk Live number 452, June the 19th, 2025. Susanna Morrison, proud single mom. Good evening. I guess you were waiting for me, young lady. And my friend KP Heathen. Hey, KP, thank you for coming. Uncle Al, Bullfrog 79. Hello. Uh, 3 likes. Thank you. Muchos. Four likes. I actually think, Uncle Al, you're going to like the topic this evening. This is one I pulled up. Uncle Al didn't send me a topic today. He's got stuff going on of his own. And when we get going, we're going to talk about what happens if the power goes out. You get a storm, hurricane, cyclone, whatever you want to call it, and the power goes out. You're dark for 3 days. What do you do? Will it stay modern times when nothing's working? Mom of 4 boys. Hello, Mom. Enrique Trevino, my friend. Thank you for coming. I keep taunting Enrique. I said, send me your mailing address. Email me your mailing address. I dare you. Only if I win. Only if I win. He doesn't want any freebies unless he wins. And he's going to be competing in two different. He's going to have two different titles or two different channels that are competing because he's qualified in two different dads. I think it's dad's some response for you or dad something other for you. Dad, one of them's dad, and the other one is UnKL. I laugh about the UnKL because it's like Superman KL, UnKL. Oh, creative redundancy. Hello, creative redundancy. And Holly Ivans. Hello, Holly. Buying space. Hello, Myra. Melinda Elliott. Hello, Melinda. Thank you. 9 likes, 8 in the house. I can name each of you who left me a like. And I can name the one that did not. No power, I'm sorry. Holly, you're up in, where are you? You're in New Jersey, I think. Well, again, and we're a little early to start the topic, but I will tell you today's topic is 3 days without power. What happens if there's a storm? I was without power for the better part of a week when Hurricane Harvey came through. That's been about 8 years ago. And, yeah, it's been about 8 years ago. Hurricane Harvey came through. I was without power for about a week. Didn't have running water for about 5 days. It was not a good situation. Jersey Central. God bless you. I'm glad you got the backups. That's smart. You are a very intelligent young lady. Myra would read a book. Well, I could read a book too, you know. So what do you do when you go back 125 years in technology overnight? If the power grid went down, it would be like the turn of the 20th century, going into 1900. Think about that. How long would you survive under those circumstances, especially in the heat? Torches and sundials. Torches and sundials. Everybody encourage Enrique to email me his mailing address. Dave, my friend Yoda. Break out the hammocks and the sleep outdoors. Yep. Yoda's blessed life. Was hot today, but the storm cooled everything down. Yes. You can usually tell when you're going to have SD Mountain Man. Welcome, Scott. You can usually tell when you're going to have, when it predicts that the temperature is not going to be as high as it normally is. You know you're going to have rain. That's true. I'll win what I win. Oh, dear God. Oh, man. Oh, good Lord. Yeah. Well, Uncle Al says, Always have a mail call ready. Mail call. Oh, dear God in heaven. A mail call. A pocket knife. You know I'm a dangerous channel because I have a pocket. I own a few pocket knives. That makes me a dangerous channel. At least that's what they would say. They have these advisories like, do you want to continue to this channel? This is a dangerous man. Now, those are the ones that should have come in a month ago. These came in yesterday. Same thing. I have to send these back. They're going to send me, for a couple of items, they're going to send me mailers to return them. These are going to go for a couple of the restrooms, for the showers. Been mowing since 5:30, covered. Yuck. Early day tomorrow. At 38.8 hours. The drive is 2 hours there and back. God bless you. Deplorable. So, Dave has had COVID. They say COVID now is sort of like the flu, the current COVID. It's about like the flu. And it is not nice. 11 likes. So, getting into the topic. 106 degrees. Yep, that's hot as hell. Yeah, I've never had COVID. Never had COVID. I had the flu this past November. I had the flu. Didn't have COVID, but I had the flu. And I was jacked up the entire week I was off for Thanksgiving break. I was sick a couple of days before I went out. Still went to work. Everybody, we were real short-handed. Basically just stayed away from everybody the best of my ability. And I was sick the entire week. We were out. And then I was feeling more human when I went back. Supposed to be 100 Monday. Yeah. I hear you. So today's topic, we are 14 minutes into the live stream. Today's topic is 3 days of darkness in modern times, or the grid goes down. The failure of the power grid after a storm. My scenario is after a storm. You have a hurricane. Where I'm at, you can get hurricanes. I've been here for 20 years in Victoria, Texas. We've had one hurricane. It was about 8 years ago, Hurricane Harvey, and it jacked things up for a week. Since then, they have got a dedicated generator for the water. So if the grid goes down, water pressure, you'll still have the water in the sewer because they've got dedicated energy supply for that. They didn't have it before, but that was something that the city council said they were going to take care of. Do you have backup power to run key systems? Well, I've got 8 solar panels on my patio roof. I've got a battery bank wired into my kitchen, 100 amp hour lithium iron Power Queen batteries. Each one is 100 amps. 100 amps is 1280 watts. Multiply that times 3. So I'm looking at a little less than 4,000 watts of continuous power. And the stuff that I would predominantly be using is 12 volt, which would be using probably 50 watts or less per hour. It would be recharging during the day. At night it would be, and I would be keeping a refrigerator, compressor driven refrigerator freezer going, recharging my lights. I'd have some fans running. I would be recharging probably power stations. I've got some spare power stations I would recharge, so we all have a 12 volt fan that runs at about 25 watts an hour, you know. I also have a water kettle, 12 volt water kettle to boil water. I have a 12 volt cook pot. I would probably be using propane to cook. I would be using sterno and canned heat with my emergency stoves. I have a lot of bottled water stored. I've got a portable shower, you know. Have the price of solar panels risen? From the standpoint of inflation, you're going to pay, well, for one thing, the quality of the solar panels, the amount of wattage has gone up, and you're going to pay a little bit more for that. So prices have gone up, but then you can get good, you can get good prices on stuff. Also, that's something that you basically buy once for a long time. I mean, I've got solar panels on my patio roof that I've had for 7 years. These are 7-year-old panels. They still produce the way they were producing before. As long as I've got light, sunlight, I'm producing power. I originally had deep cycle batteries because deep cycle was the standard. With the deep cycle battery, you don't want to drain them more than 1/2 or 50%. So if they say it's a 100 amp battery, you're looking at a 100 amp battery will produce 1280 watts of power for 1 hour, but with deep cycle you only want to use half of that. So you probably would only use about 600 watts of power before you cut that off, because you don't want to damage it. Whereas with lithium iron, you can drain all the way down without damaging it. It'll be good for 15 years probably. they're actually less expensive now. I bought my batteries one at a time, and I paid less than $200 per battery. Whereas deep cycle batteries, you were paying $250 for a deep cycle battery. So I would say price plus what you get what you get for what you pay is better. Little Lone Prepper, hello, Little Lone Prepper. Barbara in the house. Well, and the other thing is, yes, I do have a camper trailer. I bought a new camper trailer. Uh, Original owner, it was built in 24, and 24 model. It's got propane, so the heater would run by propane, could run on electricity, dual source. Uh, the cooktop, the water heater, propane. It's got an AC, would run on electric. Could run it on solar, but it's electric. It did not come with a inverter. It did not come with a charge controller. It's wired. So I still need to put a good quality inverter in it, probably a 2,000 watt inverter. You want to have an inverter a lot more powerful than what you would be using. I would probably, like if you were using your microwave, that's going to be probably 1,000, 1,100 watts. So that would probably be the most powerful thing that I would be using in there with if I was using my inverter. And that would be something you would use for a short period of time if I actually did it. The refrigerator would be compressor driven. It would run on 12 volt or electricity. And I've got portable foldable panels that I could put out for charging. It came with a deep cycle battery, which I need to change out, put a couple of lithium iron, probably Power Queens, install a couple of Power Queens in boxes. It's got one 20-pound propane tank. I would probably switch out to a 30-pound propane tank, seeing how it only has one. And then I'd have the 20-pound as a spare at my house, because I've got several spare 20-pound propane tanks right now. No, haven't installed. Haven't taken it out. I've been buying stuff for it. No, Enrique. You could email me your phone number. We could text each other, or we could talk if you'd like. If you don't want to send me your mailing address. Holly's husband needs prayers. He had to go for chest X-ray, and the doctor said he has mass on his lung. Going for blood work tomorrow for kidney function test to be able to have CT scan with contrast. Yeah, I've had that done before. God bless him. Everybody be in prayer for Holly's husband. $15 likes, 8 in the house. People may be sneaking in when I'm talking. I need to go back and look to see where I'm at. So as far as where I'm at, when I started my live stream, my main channel is at 1,932 subscribers. Picked up a couple since yesterday. I've been picking up one or two a day, you know. And my backup channel is at 95. So I'm very close to my backup channel. It could happen at any time. So if you have not, I would encourage you to go look at my last 5 videos on both of my channels. Leave me a like and a supportive comment. For those of you who do, you will be in the drawing for my subscriber giveaway when I hit the number. Now, I've told you, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't expect to drop any more videos on my backup channel prior to hitting 100. I have a total of 6 videos out. The month that I was using my backup channel exclusively, I dropped 3 videos. I haven't dropped any since I stopped using it as my main channel. I'm back on my main channel and let my main channel rest for a month. I have dropped a couple of videos on my main channel, and I will be dropping some more. So I anticipate dropping a few more videos before I actually hit the 2,000, unless a miracle happens. I mean, unless my channel picks up the good luck that my friend Dave has, where he can go and get hundreds of, in a week, he'll get hundreds of subscribers. That hasn't happened with me. It goes a lot slower for me, but I'll get there. I mean, my goal is to hit 2,000, and I'll get there. What happens afterwards, all I would like to keep growing, but I mean, I'll be happy with myself once I get to 2,000, So I'm at 1932. Now, I have started, and I'm going to do, periodically, I will release, getting ready to work on the second one. I will be doing an MRE review. I used to do a few MRE reviews here and there. They used to say, he's a ration channel. And I could do I would do a few ration reviews here and there, and they'd get good numbers as far as views are concerned. This current one that I just did 3 days ago, when I looked at it, it was said 496 views, and that was in the first 3 days. 496 views. And that was menu number 1 from Case A, which is what the government puts out for the military. I've got menu number 2 here, ready to go, and I'm going to do a review on it next. And it's menu number 2 is beef shredded in barbecue sauce. And this is Ameriqual packing. So I opened this, and it's got an inner bag, and I will be doing a review on it. Why, thank you, Holly. It's taking a rest. I don't know. Between us, I'll tell you, I don't feel as good as I did. I don't have the same amount of energy that I had 6 months ago or 4 months ago or whatever. The doctors upped my blood pressure medication because I've had high blood pressure. The stuff I was taking, it's not working as well. The doctor upped my cholesterol medication, doubled that, because my cholesterol is elevated. And the doctor tripled my sugar medication. I was taking a 500 milligram metformin every day, and now he's the doctor's having me, the lady doctor I should say, is having me take 3. I usually take 1 in the morning, and then I usually just dump 2 at night. Like I haven't taken my evening medication. I got to take another blood pressure med, which is the one that they doubled. They added a blood pressure med to it. So, I mean, I don't feel the way I did. I don't have the energy that I did. I'm doing the cooking. I clean my clothes, wash and dry my clothes. I do a lot of yard work. And we have chickens, getting tons of eggs. That's a pain in the butt because you got to constantly clean the chicken coops up. Got 2 chicken coops. Change the hay and, rake it out. Dump the, they pee, they poop. It stinks in there if you don't clean it up. Keep them fed. They give lots of eggs. So I just don't. Tamales, yeah, tamales. Oh, God almighty. Enrique, are you living in the continental United States? I don't know if you're living down south of the border. If I can get any mail to you, I don't know that. I think the federales would probably open and eat it, whatever I send you. You should have ate first. Okay, I do love tamales. I do love them, and when they would have them at school, you would normally get like 5. When they have a meal, they normally give you like 4 or 5. So usually on days when they'd have Mexican food, I'd get a plate because I love Mexican food, and that was usually once a week. So yeah, I know, walk more. I walk and then the mosquitoes attack me. Like I basically I wear warm up pants. I'm wearing double shorts. I'm wearing warm up pants. I'm wearing shoes that I wear for work that I can work out in the yard in. I usually wear a white T-shirt. A lot of times I'll wear a long sleeve shirt. I put a bandana on my head. I have a towel over me. I wear gloves, trying to cover as much of the body. Use a little off, and they're still horrible. Trying to deal with the right now, and the city hasn't been spraying dew laps inside. My house isn't that big. It's 1,500 square feet. I mean, walking from, here way out to the kitchen, back and forth, you're talking probably 40 feet, I don't know. But I don't. Miles, yeah, I hear you. Ark Wildman Survival. Hello! How's it going? Thank you for coming. And I do need to pay everybody back for your time. Ark Wildman Survival is an excellent channel. I encourage all of y'all to give love as love is given. And here's Mike Crusher Reviews popping in. Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Well, the Pacers may be out tonight, Mike. So I will be, Mike, I'll be putting out a second, I'll be putting out menu 2 in the next couple of days. Menu 2 is beef shredded in barbecue sauce. This is an Ameriqual. It's within before inspection date. Inspection date is 9 of 25, so, And I tell you what, I'm not going to take any chances with those FRHs. Oh boy, that would work. That first would work. I'm not going to take a chance. I'm gonna basically be wearing gloves. Don't say it. Well, may not happen. May go to 7. May go to 7. May go to 7. You never know. 16 likes and 10 in the house. So again, topic for this evening. 3 days of darkness in modern times. If the grid goes down, say there's a power outage because there's a storm or something happens, might be 3-4 days or a week. Are you ready for that? They do a good job if they're not really old. Like, I've used heaters in APACs that might be 5 or 6 year old APAC, and they don't work worth the crap. You can even put salt in them, they don't work. That's why I boil. If you look at Mike's reviews, he usually boils. He usually doesn't deal with the heaters. And I usually would do the same thing. Mayor Ben, been a while. How's it going? Mayor Ben in the house. Enrique, I am referring to the grid being down and no power. I'm referring to the grid being down and no power. I'm not referring to 3 days of biblical darkness. God help us if that happens. Yep, there's always a positive. Always a positive. So the failure of the power grid after a storm. My scenario is hurricane. I live in hurricane territory. I've only had one in the last, since I've been here 20 years, had one about 8 years ago. Hurricane Harvey. We were without power for a week. We were without water, running water for 5 days. And honestly, I think the city took care of the running water thing because they've got dedicated power generators for the water supply. So they don't have to worry about, Victoria Electric Co-op or the other, if the supply lines go down, they've got dedicated power for our water system. I don't think that'll be a problem. However, you may not be. Wind generators will work in darkness and on cloudy days. That is true. That is true. I don't have any of that. I've thought about it. Well, Iran's going to have more than 3 days of darkness. They're getting the crap bombed out of them. I anticipate that's, they're going to have more than 3 days. Some places they're going to have probably months of darkness. Where was it, in Puerto Rico? They get hit constantly. Every year they get hit by massive hurricanes. And there are places on the island where they will be without power for 6 months. They keep telling them, you got to bury the lines. You got to bury the supply lines. And it costs more to do that. What do? They keep stringing them. And at some point, they need to invest in just burying the lines. And that way, it'll be easier to get the power back up and running. Right now, I planted 3 rows of monkey grass, a foot between each row for 450 feet. God bless you. Tidal wave generators. Yeah, that is true. Upfront cost, yes, but lasts longer, and that's the thing. Oh, I hear the wife out there. She's animated with somebody on the phone. So we are 40 minutes into the live stream, 10 in the house, and 17 likes. So real bad in hot weather. Do you have backup power to keep your key systems running? Well, I've got solar panels on my patio roof. I've got 8 of them. And I've got a battery bank in my kitchen. I've got some auxiliary battery generators, lithium battery generators that hold a certain amount of power. They've got inverters and such. I would be using them for small things and for recharge my lighting, to recharge small items, to keep things going, to run a fan. Can use it for my 12-volt refrigerator freezer. I got 2 of those Boujardies. I have cold water, cold drinks, cold milk, cold different stuff. Um, yeah, farmers, gasoline generator. That's a good thing to have. That one runs on gas or propane, or a dual function one. Have a couple of those where you can trade them out. Let one run it down till you use the fuel in it, and then let that one rest, and then start the other one up and let it run until it then go back and alternate. You gotta be ready to change oil and service them and everything. You gotta have what you need to do that, and they're very loud. John Holmes, how's it going, Johnny? And that's something I need to look into, Uncle Al. Is I need to look into getting, and I've looked at them. You get them for $400-500, about a 3,500 BTU. Um, AC that you can run with a generator. You could run it with a 12-volt generator, something that has an inverter. Wine and cheese cellars were built underground to help mitigate heat. A basement may not be a bad idea. That's true. Runs a fridge, freezer, and window AC. Yeah, that's a good idea. That is. 17 likes. Well, I've been looking a lot. I've been watching a lot of clips. What's going on? They are going after the immigrants. They are going after the immigrants. We're talking massive raids in multi different law enforcement agencies. They have been arresting people and filing federal charges on people interfering. And I've been watching clips about that. I've been watching clips about what's going on over between Iran and Israel. Apparently, it's in the news. Israel had a hospital hit, a couple of hundred casualties. Oh, they're pissed. They're pissed. And when you're looking at, Israel can hit them 10 times worse than they can hit Israel. Do you really want to keep that going? Well, I stood up and I hit him back. Yeah, and he knocked the crap out of you 4 or 5 more good ones before you got your little semi good one in on him. Is that what you want? Diminishing returns. You really don't want to. You're fighting out of your weight, and that's what's going on. And then you keep hearing about the administration. Well, the president can't decide whether he's going to go in or not. Blah blah blah. The only thing that Israel needs us to do is we have a bomber and a bunker buster, and we've got plenty of the bunker busters that will get down to that that Fordham, I think it's called Fordham. They've got one underground nuclear facility that's like built 300 feet down, 300 feet down, and the Israelis, their bunker stuff can't get to it. So they need our bunker bomb is built to get down there. You fire 2 or 3 of them, and we've got the planes to get them there. And that's the only thing we need to do to actively support them, other than the mid-air refueling and some of the defensive stuff that we're doing offshore to try to shoot down stuff and we've been doing that already. We've already been refueling them. We've already been using our defensive missiles and such to help knock down stuff that the Iranians are sending over. The only offensive thing we really need to do is they need us to go in and take out that last bunker, that nuclear bunker. That's the one thing they need us to do. And then the Chinese and the Russians and certain people are just raising hell because they're afraid we're going to do it. Well, why do you want them to keep that? You're not going to accomplish anything unless you can take out that bunker. So why do you not want that? It's like, well, obviously, they have no good wishes for us. That's my opinion. I'm voicing my opinion. Autocorrect gets you? Well, I understand that. Spell check, yeah, I hear you. Oh, Enrique got jokes. Well, you've got the Crown Prince, who was the son of the former Shah, who went into exile, and that was back in the late 70s. So we're talking 45 years ago or so. His son, if they wanted to bring back the royal family, they're here, they're in exile here. They've been in exile here. Take care, CR. Well, yeah, we have been actively engaging the Houthis over we've been active. They're in Yemen. They've been causing grief. We've been actively engaging them. We've been knocking the crap out of them. They've been trying to hit ships. They've hit a few ships, and we've been going after them. Um, so there are some stuff that we have been doing. There are some things we've been doing. Uncle Al would refer to it as World War III, and I don't know. We basically been backing up the Israelis. They're they're taking care of business, but they do want us to help them take out that bunker. They do want us to help them take out that bunker over there. 18 in the house, or 18 likes, 7 in the house. Yeah, I hate spell check too, Uncle Al. So tomorrow I do plan on working on my menu too. Beef shredded in barbecue sauce. Some work on that review. So I did not drink the great beverage with menu number one. I did the coffee. I did the Brill's Brew. I didn't do that. I always prefer coffee. And the one thing that menu didn't come with was it came with peanut butter, but it didn't come with jelly. So I took a jelly that I had, an apple jelly I had from extras that I had, and I added that. So was able to have peanut butter and jelly. And then it had cornbread for the chili with the beans. So I had the cornbread. It's very moist, very good quality. I really enjoyed it. And, we do feed our... No, it's not World War III, David. It's a Dog and Pony show. Regime change. Yeah. I don't truly believe it's World War III. But Uncle Al likes to talk about World War III, so I thought I'd throw that one in there for him. Humor. I find it humorous that people will get notifications about my content. Like, do you really want to go onto this channel? This is a dangerous man. He says dangerous things. I question some of the people who would question me about stuff that I say. I really do. I question them. There are people who just absolutely, they're so far to the left, they hate anybody who's sane. And there are people who are so far to the right, they make a fascist look sort of liberal. And I'm a little bit to the right. I used to like to say what Elon Musk said. Elon Musk used to say when he was supporting Democrats, he says, my wallet's Republican. And that's my philosophy, is my wallet's Republican. And as far as, do what you want to do, but don't try to involve me in some of your nutty stuff. I'm not woke. I'm old school. I'm a Christian. I believe in scriptures. I was brought up, old school. I have those values. I was brought up by the World War II generation. I was raised with their values. So, that's me. I'm just me. I agree with you. It's better to be to the right than to be wrong. Yep. I'm not on the left coast. I'm in the center of, Texas. The Republic of Texas. There's somebody down the street from me that flies the Mexican flag. I'm surprised something hasn't happened there, because usually when it's time they start putting out signs. I've seen like one person in my neighborhood that put out a sign for a Democrat. Everybody is like conservative, and then way down the street down there, across from the elementary school, you've got some idiot flying the Mexican flag. And the Mexican flag's a beautiful flag. The eagle with the snake, and it's a beautiful flag. But it's Mexico. It's not. This is the United States. So anyway, 7 in the house, 18 likes. This evening we talked a little bit about the power grid going down. So if the power did go down, what's still working? Well, what would be working? Well, think about it. No Walmart, no gas station, no takeout. Banks would be closed. What you have is what you have. Unless you know somebody who's willing to share with you. good idea to grow a garden. It's not racist. Uncle Al likes to say that. Grow a garden, it's not racist. And think about that. So I've got to go suffer the mosquitoes, try to get the yard done again. I guess I could break down and pay somebody to do it. In Mexico, it's actually illegal to use the national flag for stupid stuff. Article 30 in the Mexican Constitution. Yeah. Yeah. It's very disrespectful. You get people disrespecting our flag. They're burning our flag. They're having these protests. They're flying you get multiple people marching, causing grief, and then they're flying their Mexican flag, and you get 8 or 10 Mexican flags, and you see the U.S. flag, and they want to burn it, or they want to step on it, or they want to rip it or shred it, And it's like, you want to know why people are pissed, And is this the hill you want to die on? The vast majority wants a closed border. They want limited immigration. They want to get rid of the criminal elements. And if it's 10%, it's well over 1 million people they need to get rid of. And I mean, they're fighting tooth and nail to try to prevent that. Oh, my son's a good boy. He was just trying to help somebody as he's swinging at the police officers, striking federal officers. Oh, he's a good boy. And then you put up a picture of him holding a puppy or something. Oh, he's a good boy. We need to find a way to harness liberal screams and tears as an energy source. We'd be energy independent. Oh, Enrique, yeah, you're great. That's a good one. Oh, dear God, you say some stuff. Some of your stuff is better than Uncle Al's. I tell you what, Uncle Al, you got competition there. If he ever starts a channel where he's actually putting out content, you're going to be in trouble, son, because they're going to be watching him. Oh man, that's a good one, Enrique. Thank you so much. I love laughing, and you make me laugh. Yeah, good boy wanted the 3 states, California and New York would glow. Right. Yep. Truth. Something else, somebody was talking about the playoffs, the basketball, the NBA finals. And it's like game 6. It's 3-2. The Pacers are they could go out this time, two wins, they could be put out. It'll probably go 7. It'll probably go 7. It'll be close. But like a lot of stuff going on in the WNBA. I mean, the way that they're poking people and scratching people and all sorts of fouls, hitting people after plays and such, and nothing's happening. The officials aren't doing anything. They might fine somebody a little bit of money. The commissioner's letting stuff go. The NBA commissioner, who's over the WNBA commissioner's pissed because the NBA owns the WNBA from the standpoint of, they're pissed. They're going after that girl's Caitlin Clark. She's like the Larry Bird of the WNBA, or the Michael Jordan or Steph Curry or whatever you want to call her. She's really outstanding, and they've been hurting her. They've been going after and hurting her, and then they brought in an enforcer, Sophie Cunningham, to basically, bodyguard her and to defend her. And Sophie somebody goes after Caitlin, she goes after them, and a lot of crap going on. I mean, I'm enjoying watching that. A lot of crap going on. Yeah, go Pacers. Well, I tell you, it's been an hour. When I get up in the morning, I thank God for the day, take my medication, drink my coffee, say the Lord's Prayer, try to get right. I try to be prepared. And as I say, and I'll say it again, everybody, I'll probably do another one tomorrow. It'll be Friday, so I'll let y'all know. 7 p.m. Be prepared, and everybody, please have a blessed day. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.